Last week, I created a poll. I asked the question, should iced latte and iced cappuccino have exactly the same recipe for the same cup size? 50% said they should be the same. About 22% said they should not be the same, and the rest have no idea. If you have seen my previous video tutorial on how I make iced latte versus iced cappuccino, then you would know that my response to that question is that latte and cappuccino should not have the same amount of espresso nor the same amount of milk. So this time I am going to relate to the community and show you what happens if you have exactly the same amount of espresso, the same amount of milk, except for the presentation. How would the taste be different? So that is the focus of today's video tutorial. Before we continue, click that subscribe button. First up, let's take a look at the ingredients. For my coffee, I'm going to use a special coffee beans today, and this is courtesy of Oriental Coffee, and it is Peaberry from Myanmar. It is 100% Arabica, single origin, and what is Peaberry? It means there's only one bean per cherry. So special. I've tried this coffee and I absolutely love it. For the milk, I'm going to use my creamy milk, and for my milk syrup, for the sweetener for this drink, because remember, iced coffee is a dessert. As I always say, I use a combination of sweetened condensed milk and evaporated milk. I'm using 2/3 sweetened condensed milk and 1/3 evaporated milk. So it's going to be on the sweet side. And I'm going to make 2 cups in 16 ounces, latte and cappuccino, with exactly the same recipe except different presentation. So first we are going to pull a double shot of espresso. For these coffee beans, I'm going to use a dose of 19 grams and a yield of about 50 to 60 grams of espresso. So in front of me, I have 16 ounces glasses here, 2 of them, and here I have milk syrup, fresh milk, and double shot of espresso. It's exactly the same here. Now I have Cristiano with me, who is going to help me with the taste test. So we're going to use exactly the same recipe. Cristiano is going to make latte. What you have to do is to put all the milk first into the glass, stir, and then you pour the espresso on top. So try and make that top layer the coffee, okay? And I'm going to do exactly the same, except I'm going to mix them all, and I'm going to add milk foam to my drink, okay? So this is the 2 different types of milk, one with sweetener and the other without, okay? In your case, so you stir it. Stir. But for me, I'm going to stir it with the coffee. Oh. So it's a different way of preparing. I see. Okay, so, and for you, you're going to pour the espresso on top and try to get that layer. How do I do that? So just pour it slowly. Do I have to angle the... well, I think you just like pour it like slowly, slowly, slowly. And I think that it will stay on top anyway. Okay, and now I am going to put cappuccino way, milk foam on top, latte and cappuccino. From the looks, which one do you prefer?
Well, I like the look of this one more. Okay. But we'll try it.
Yeah. Now, what I would like to know is because they practically have the same recipe, this one has a little bit more milk this time because of the foam, right? Let's stir it in and then find out. Yes, and then both of them, and then we're going to find out whether there's any difference in taste. Will you be able to tell if it's cappuccino or latte from the taste?
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay. Now, it is the moment of truth. Let's find out whether the taste is different. Okay. Should you get a straw or?
I don't know. I do think that people usually drink it with a straw.
Okay, so we'll get a straw.
Which I feel may alter the experience, because if you drink it from the cup, but nobody drinks cappuccino from, our iced cappuccino from the cup, so.
Honestly, yeah, they don't. You're right. Okay, so here you go. Straw.
I think it would make a lot of a difference when it's hot though, because people drink that from a cup.
Yeah, so for hot, you can make the same, my recipe is the same amount of espresso. Is there a difference?
It is different.
Really?
I think I think it is different, but
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like the difference is so slight, and it might be psychological actually. I do feel like this is a bit smoother though. It's a bit smoother and more intense, whereas this is a little bit airier, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
I think I would agree that somehow the taste of this is stronger because, I mean, technically there is less milk, right?
Yes.
Less milk. So this one you put a bit more milk, so you kind of like dilute it a little bit more. The espresso is diluted a bit more, but I would say the difference is marginal.
Yeah, in an iced version, I think it's marginal, especially you're drinking from the straw. You're drinking from the bottom, basically.
That's right. So the difference would be if you drink it from the top and then you get that a creamy mouthfeel, and that makes the difference, right?
But honestly, it's so slight.
Yeah.
It's so slight.
And this is why we're just trying to establish this and also respond to the community that think that they should be the same recipe. But I still maintain that my recipe is the way I would go for it, because
why
in my recipe I don't use exactly the same ingredients. So that means to say in a cappuccino I use less milk and more coffee. That makes it stronger, because cappuccino is supposed to be stronger than a latte. The latte should have a more subtle taste because it's supposed to have more milk. This is based on the hot version. Hot version definitely use the same espresso, but you put more milk in the latte, and in the cappuccino you put equal balance of milk and foam. So when milk and foam, with foam not being really milk, it's just airy milk. So the tendency is for the cappuccino to be stronger.
I see, makes sense.
So that's why my recipe is called for more coffee, less milk for a cappuccino, and less coffee, more milk in a latte. That will definitely make a difference in the taste.
Yeah.
But if you make the same amount of coffee, same amount of milk, my finding personally is that the taste difference is very marginal. You cannot tell whether it's cappuccino or latte, except for the foam that you see on top.
Yeah, if in a blind taste, it's very hard to tell the difference, I would say.
That's a perfect way of putting it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you once again, Cristiano, for helping us with the taste test, and for people to make sure that we get the same result, right? And if you would like to give this a try at home or in your cafes, do let us know what you think. In the meantime, don't forget to click that subscribe button. See you again next time. Thank you for watching.
Ciao for now.